For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 22 of Season 4 here in the Career Mode RTG. It's time to round up our first Premier League season. As we always tend to do in a season roundup, we'll have a look at all of the competitions we were involved in, have a look at the larger leagues around Europe, which for the first time actually will directly affect us, because of course we qualified for Champions League football next year, so we will be seeing who we might well be facing in our group. We'll have a look at top goal scorer, etc., and then we'll have a final squad report so you can see who has grown by how much so far this year. Of course, in the Premier League, we finished that yesterday with a win against Spurs, but a defeat against West Ham. Had it gone the other way around, we may, well, would we? Yes, we would have finished above Spurs. Spurs, as it happened, finished second and missed out on the league title by 2 goals. Level on points with Chelsea on 72, United on 71, ourselves 67, West Ham 66, Everton 65 and Arsenal 64. It was so very, very close all the way down to the very end of the season. All season long it's been close at the top. Burnley, Sunderland and Swansea all relegated. Burnley won 2 of 38 games. I really feel for Burnley fans this season. That was an atrocious season. They drew 17 and lost 19. Absolutely. How can you only win 2 games in 38? That's just not even... I can't comprehend that. Tottenham won the FA Cup by a 1-0 over Manchester City. We, of course, got knocked out early on in the FA Cup, unfortunately, so aren't involved on that screen anywhere. Chelsea won the Football League Cup, so they do a double of sorts. The Premier League and the Football League Cup. Congratulations to them. We won our pre-season tournament. Bayern Munich beat Everton in the European Super Cup. Of course, Bayern Munich won the Champions League last year, and Everton won the Europa League. Barcelona win the Champions League by 3-2 over Bayern. So Bayern get to this final 2 seasons in a row, actually knocked out Everton in the quarterfinals, as you can see there, and Barcelona winning El Clasico over 2 legs in the semi-finals to finally win the tournament. And then Inter Milan won by 3-2 against Lyon in the Europa League. Chelsea finishing in the semi-finals, getting knocked out by the French side, presumably on away goals, judging by the way that is. And Inter threw on away goals against fellow Italian side Juventus as well. So that's how things looked. Oh, the Copa America is going on right now, apparently. But that's how things looked in those competitions that we were involved in, and the European competitions, of course. Top goal scorer for this season was, surprisingly, Juan Cuadrado at Chelsea with 17. Salomon Rondon and De La Feu locked on 15. Then Gini Wijnaldum, Kane and our very own Anthony Lozano locked on 14. We got any other players in there? Dybala got 13 goals. Any other Cambridge United players? Lino Navarrete got 9 goals from Cam. Jamie McLaren got 8 goals. Lol. Surprising, considering I think he only played 8 games. 8 goals in 8 games, I think, is what Jamie McLaren got this season. Obviously, we'll see when we get to the squad report. Harry Kane got more assists than, well, I'd say anyone else, but anyone else other than Jamie Vardy. Anthony Lozano up there with regards to assists as well, which is good. Greco getting 7 assists. Loftus-Cheek there with 5 as well. Any other Cambridge United players? Navarrete also with 5. We had a very good season. I was very, very pleased. Clean sheet-wise, Cooper got 10 and came second. Only 12 clean sheets for Mateus at Everton. There was just a lot of goals scored this year, evidently. No side really was that good defensively. Watson kept 5 clean sheets for us, and that was it. Yellow cards, Kersov, and I'm not really too fussed about disciplinary records. We'll have a quick look at the other leagues around Europe, see who will be joining us in the Premier League next year as well, of course, from the Championship. I'm not sure I can't quite remember who got relegated last year, whether we'll see anyone bounce straight back up. Copenhagen winning Denmark. Obviously, we know the Premier League table. In the Championship, Watford, wow, 111 points come up as champions. Norwich second, just a single point off triple digits themselves. That's slightly frustrating for them, I'm sure. And then one off QPR, Brighton, Ipswich or Cardiff will join us in the Premier League next year. Hull down in 19th. Rotherham, Bristol City and MK Dons relegated out of the Championship and will be replaced by Wigan, Blackburn and one of Sheffield United, Millwall, Coventry or Peterborough. relegated from League 1 into League 2 are Plymouth, Rochdale, Southend and Wickham. And joining into League 1 next year will be Walsall, Doncaster, Mansfield, and then one of Shrewsbury, Exeter, Accrington and Luton. If there were the conference on the game, then Morecambe and Grimsby Town would be playing in the conference next year. Paris Saint-Germain win Liga by 10 points, no real surprise there. Borussia Dortmund, however, winning the Bundesliga by 2 points from Bayern München. Napoli winning the Scudetto by 4 points from Juventus. Interesting that Juventus don't win the league. Napoli up there. Inter and AC Milan in 3rd and 4th, with Fiorentina Roma only down in 6th. Lazio in 10th. Surprising to see a couple of those sides down there. And we'll have a quick look and see how things went in Spain. And then we'll have the squad report to round things out. PSV winning in the Netherlands. Benfica winning in Portugal. Scotland, or Krasnodar winning Russia. In Scotland, we will see Rangers by 5 points from Celtic. And Real Madrid by a single point. All of the title races seem to be pretty close. Real Madrid by a single point over Barcelona. And Atleti there in 3rd, Sevilla 4th, Valencia 5th. Again, top 4 race very close in Spain as well. All throughout Europe, it's been a really competitive season in every single league. It's been remarkable, to be fair. It's a very, very pleasing opening season for us at Premier League level, though. Let's have a squad report. Let me just have a quick drink, though, because my mouth is drying up. The power of training. Aidan Watson up 14 to 84 rated now at 18 years of age. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. Whether you think I should continue to train him or let him grow naturally now, considering he's already 84 rated. 88 diving, 87 reflexes, 85 kicking, 82 positioning and 80 handling. Very, very capable goalkeeper at 18 years of age. 5 clean sheets in 12 Premier League games. I just wasn't that good when it came to defending this year. Kieran Trippier came in and did very well for us. Very, very pleased with his introduction to the team. Davinson Sanchez up to 77. And he's continuing to grow nicely. 13 clean sheets in 30 games. Jake Clark-Salter actually wants to leave the club. Feels he's too big for the team, apparently. Valued at £40 million. You guys will have to let me know whether you think we should sell Jake Clark-Salter or not. Kieran Gibbs came in and was rock solid for us at left back and will presumably be exactly the same for us next year in the Premier League and Europe as well. Leandro Paredes came in from Roma and was very, very good for us. Particularly pleased with him. 1 goal, 1 assist, an average of 7.6 match rating wise. Very, very solid. Pleased that you guys showed me him because I didn't know anything about him, but he's come in and grown nicely as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek up 3 to 76, continuing to start alongside Paredes. If he was a centre mid, not a cam, he'd probably be pushing 80 rated because of his all-round ability, but 3 goals, 5 assists for him this season. Michail Antonio came in. His acceleration and finishing are starting to drop off, which is a shame because he played a decent amount of games for me, and he's only 29, but I was hoping that Michail Antonio would be able to continue on for us next season, but we might have to contemplate moving him on a shorter term basis than I thought. I was hoping we get at least another 12 months out of Michail Antonio. Nicola Greco is up to 86 rated now. His dribbling is now almost 99 with regards to ball control as well. Crossing of 95, £46.5 million is his valuation. 2 goals, 7 assists though. Not really doing much for me on that left hand side. Lino Navarrete. Acceleration of 97, sprint speed of 82, finishing of 92 as well, long passing of 99 now, 89 rated overall, £82 million valuation. Unbelievable. 89 rated at 21 years of age, 9 goals, 5 assists from that central cam role and an average rating of 7.9 from 31 Premier League games. Superb. Anthony Lozano, only grown a little bit this year, but still 19 goals in all comps, 14 in 29 in the Premier League, so scoring on average just under a goal, or just over, sorry. No, yes, just under, I'm trying to think of ratios, just under a goal every 2 games. But with the 8 assists as well, contributing in almost every single game. So very, very pleased with him. Elliot Bennett is up 3 this season as well. Been training him quite a little bit. I don't know whether he'll take the place of Davinson Sanchez or not. Like we mentioned a couple of episodes ago, Davinson Sanchez, whilst not being as high rated, is still very, very solid physically, and that's why he's been starting ahead of Elliot Bennett. Joel Asoro is up 5 to 83. Still not sure what to do with him next season. 5 goals in 19 games. Could contemplate bringing in someone else, to be honest, in place of him. Bradley Halliday is up 4 to 80 rated now. Still not sure whether he's going to be at the club next year or not. We have actually Mitchell Weiser coming in on a free next season, but he's down as a right back, which is primarily why I signed him on a pre-contract. But after having a look at his stats, and again, after someone mentioned in the comments that actually he can play at right mid, and he'd actually be a phenomenal right-sided midfielder. So I might play our new player to come in the summer, Mitchell Weiser, at right mid, and keep Bradley Halliday and Kieran Trippier as my right backs. So I'll take your feedback on that, of course. Kylian Mbappé came in and has gone up to 80 now already after just 8 games in the Premier League. Only the 1 assist, but the majority of his appearances have been substitute appearances. Jamie McLaren got 8 in 9, 9 in 11 all told in all comps. I don't want to say he's very unhappy at the lack of games that he's playing, but he's just an effective player for me with regards to squad rotation, and he might see more football, providing we can qualify for the Champions League via the 4th qualification round next season. So, especially if we end up potentially selling Joel Asoro, I might want to keep Jamie McLaren. Enan came in and was very good for us this year, up 1 to 76, rock solid in the midfield, a fantastic squad rotation player to have. Benyat's stats continue to drop slightly, and we will be trying to move him on again in the summer. We were unable to do so in January. Jonathan Cooper up 2 to 78. Obviously now my backup goalkeeper at the club. Aidan Murphy up 4 to 65. Going to continue to train him as much as I possibly can to try and improve his overall ability. And fingers crossed his physicals will start to go sooner rather than later. Harry Darling up 5 to 73. 93 stand tackle for him now. Still going to be a decent youngster with regards to squad rotation. Emre Moore's loan spell will come to a close now, and he'll go back to Borussia Dortmund. Felipe Zedos still going to be good as a rotation player. I think he's unhappy at the amount of games he's playing. Indeed he is, but still a good impact player for me, either off the bench or as a rotation player. Still pleased for him to, or still happy for him to stay at the club. Luke Berry, he only played a number. Well, actually, played more games than I thought he did. Actually, 18 all told, including the pre-season tournament. Up 1 to 70 rated, so still growing, and hopefully he can have again a bit part to play next season. Jerome Roussillon came in the summer and was very good for me, rock solid at left back. But obviously we improved with Kieran Gibbs, and he's not played as many games recently. But of course, with European games next season, extra competitions to be involved in, he will play more often than not, or more often than he did this year, at least in the second half of the season. Bailey Wright, still trying to move him on, were unable to do so in the summer, still transfer listed. And then we had a couple of youngsters out on loan, including Ewan Watson, who's growing nicely, up 9 to 71, and Tyler Brown, who's up 4 to 76. His technicals look very good. It's only his physicals now that are starting to let him down, unfortunately. Rico Henry is up 3 to 73 as well, so very pleased with that. He will come back. I may send him out on loan for another year. In fact, I probably will send him out on loan for another year. But in fact, all 3 will probably go out on loan for another year. But I'm very, very pleased with our first year in Premier League football. We started the season extremely strong, and just in general, fatigue and lack of quality in squad depth paid a price for that with regards to our overall form towards the end of the season. We lost 11 games, which is more than Leicester in 10th. So, we weren't that good. We just didn't draw that many. We won a number of games. In fact, won the same amount as Chelsea at the top of the table. So, if we can turn those defeats into either draws or wins, then we should be, with the right additions in the summer, title contenders next season. Although, of course, with the extra competition of European football, we will have to wait and see whether we can compete on 4 fronts rather than 3. And, of course, we went out early in the Football League Cup and early on in the FA Cup as well. So we only had the league to concentrate on for the majority of the season. So I am going to need that quality and depth next year if we're to compete on all 4 fronts. And I would love to bring in a trophy of some description to the club next year. This is the first year we've gone without any sort of trophy, so I'd like to try and get ourselves some silverware next year if we possibly can. But for the final episode of Season 4, that's going to bring this to a close. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on Season 5, and I'll see you next time.